Promised Neverland.
Hey,
Newest
everyone.
chapter.
Yeah, this is Lobster Magnet. I'm here with my good old buddy Gregoro. We
Goro
are
Gregoro.
Gregoro. We are here very excited to talk about the first chapter of the new arc, the big reveal for Promised Neverland. I am super excited that we're like finally escaped, and now we can like see the series mythology expand because like the first arc was fantastic. But
Mhm.
whether or not it becomes like one of the next big titans of Jump is all dependent upon this arc. Like this is where we are supposedly going to get some answers. So Greg, what were your thoughts of this chapter so far?
Uh, it was neat. It's very neat. I was expecting like a time jump right off the bat.
I'm
Actually,
so glad we didn't get that. I'm so fucking glad that we. It would have been like the easy way out to like not like really take things to the next further and just like repeat it. It would have basically a time jump with like Phil and the other kids. Would have been the Promised Neverland version of like doing the Hueco Mundo arc after the Soul Society arc. It literally was just like, no, Phil has to get out, but there's harder security, and it's just been a repeat of like shit we've seen before.
yeah, and I like. We start off the chapter by having the higher up scold Isabella, and she's like, "I take full responsibility for all this," and they're looking to trying to hunt them down and find them. There's some mysterious stuff going on in the forest, all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah. So, basically, we don't get a huge amount of information. We get to see the kids on their own. They're the scary reality that they're basically fucking children, and now they have to survive on their own. They have to procure water. They have to procure food. Well, I mean, they have food, but it's not going to last forever. So they're pretty much on their own, which is like terrifying, even for like a modern adult, considering how insulated we are and how dependent we are on various things in society that give us our creature comforts of the first world,
Yes.
and they don't have any of that. And then Emma, things immediately go wrong when all the kids fucking disappear.
Yeah, that scares me. The kids all of a sudden disappearing. This is just something that they could never have foreseen happening, and now they have to think on their feet with all this stuff. There's like at this point they can't really do a lot of careful planning when stuff like this happens.
Yeah, they completely have to like by the seat of their pants.
Yeah.
And what's really exciting about the like kids disappearing is the fact that like it can be anything. Maybe the demons found them. Maybe there's a tribe of evil feral humans who kidnapped them in the woods and now have them in a secret burrow where they're going to eat them themselves.
Um,
Um, the possibilities are endless. Maybe they're taken by robots. And probably what I think the most exciting development of this chapter was that motherfucking pen, the William Minerva pen. You know,
he's
uh,
being hyped up.
oh god,
It's a
yeah.
big
And
thing.
they open up the pen, and there's like this little holographic image that comes out, which assumingly shows what quadrant they're in.
Uh, I couldn't interpret that at all. I guess it was like more Morse code kind of
No,
shit.
the way I see it, like, here's how I interpreted the pen.
Hmm.
Basically, she says they need to get to like C3B, 36 or something.
Hmm.
And then the pen says B112, and she says they need to go south. So, assumingly, if they're going south and she knows about the pen, she's seen the numbers like click down, and that's sort of like a GPS coordinate, and that's what the pen one of the things the pen does.
Okay.
And the fact that it has like this weird holographic technology just goes to show that like the real world is much more futuristic than we really don't know how advanced the technology is so far. We haven't seen anything like too futuristic. It's all been like sort of contemporary stuff.
Yeah.
There's like a futuristic element, I guess, in like the testing machine, but everything else is like kind of like moderately low tech. So the fact that there's a pen with a freaking hologram, shooting laser beams, just goes to show that, like, there's more shit at play here for us to see.
Yeah, that's definitely true. The William and Nerva hype is building up. Uh, Kids are disappearing. Maybe William Minerva has something to do with kids disappearing. I thought there was like some kind of Morse code message within the hologram as well.
Maybe, but like my gun is like my instincts. I feel like they're just coordinates. I feel like they're coordinates in terms of like, like a grid system, and that's like telling them where they are. And somewhere on the pen, she got like the Morse code, or maybe did she get it from the book or the pen? Somewhere, I think she got it from the pen, where like the coordinate to meet up is like the, hang on a second, I'll pull it up. It's like the 6B something.
6B. I'm gonna look it up too.
See who finds it first.
Oh wait. B06-32. Area B06-32.
Is that where they need to go?
We have to go see Minerva in Mr. Minerva in area B06-32.
And the area that they're in is B0114.
How do you know that?
Because that's what it says. Like in the when he pulls up the hologram, it says B0114.
Okay, but you also see in the hologram there's the same kind of Morse code message that was in the books as well.
Yeah, that's true. But as of right now, we don't know what that message is. Although I'm sure there's some like super fan on Reddit who's like maybe uncoded the Morse code message.
Okay.
Possibly. But yeah, it's got the what's the one they need to get to?
B06-32.
Yeah, so that, and she sees they need to go south, and 0632 is bigger than 0114, so assumingly they have to keep going south until they hit 0632. And then they find the resistance.
You think that's what they're running into, the resistance?
Possibly. That's what Minerva, like, so far it feels like he's going to be the mentor figure who's going to, like, teach them the secrets of this world. So I feel like that's what he's being built up for, and that he's going to be a part of, like, the human resistance. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to discuss. What was really interesting was what the head demon thing was saying, how it's like, this is our produce.
Yes. Why is that interesting?
Because basically, it sort of gives us a sense of the larger scope that, like, their plantation is, like, one of, like, possibly many.
Right.
Well, that within the demon society,
I figured that was going to be the case, because it seems like this like plantation is like better than a lot of the other plantations. Like it was implied that there were other plantations because this produces some of the best produce, best food.
And also the interesting thing is like the implying that like that there are other like well, of course there are probably other demons living out in the wilds and doing whatever the hell they do, but provide compensation, let them know we'll be sure to provide due compensation for turning in the goods. And then there's the the ever so elusive by that I mean our premium goods.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I think we're going to get eventually is I think we're going to get like a good vegetarian demon who's like on the human side.
A vegetarian demon? Oh boy.
Yeah, we're going to get like a vegan vegetarian demon who's like, I don't believe in eating children.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You know what's going to happen. There's going to be like a good vegetarian demon, and he's going to like, be a part of the resistance, and he's going to give us, an origin.
It has to be done really well in order for me to buy that.
Hey, it's better than like, Emma and Ray getting like fucking laser katanas and Gatling guns. Maybe.
But it looks like technology is going to be pretty advanced with that holographic pen thing going on, and
yeah, that's true. Like if this is going to become more of a battle-oriented series, like that feels like the more natural fit that they get like super laser guns, and then they come up with some bullshit excuse that like, God, you remember in Code Geass? You remember Geass, that old anime?
Of course.
They had the super robot, and then the like self-hating Japanese guy who like worked for the British. it's like only he could pilot the super robot because he's the special. So maybe there's like, this is the tactical laser beam. Only brilliant children with 300 level IQs are able to use the super laser beam.
Okay.
I kind of hope that doesn't happen. I'm still like, we'll get into discussing Dr. Stone. The thing I really like about this and Dr. Stone is the fact that I love the fact that the characters don't have superpowers.
Yes.
It makes them much more interesting, and it makes their victories like feel much more earned and much more clever.
I agree.
I don't want to see them learn kung fu skills. I don't want to see them gain super weapons. I don't want to see them get high-tech weapons. I just want them to be really smart kids.
There's certain series where, superpowers works more, but like in something like this where it's like it's built up to be like such a mental battle to begin with. It's more interesting to me when it's like that.
But Greg, so why do you think like a good demon would like kill the series for you?
I don't think it would necessarily kill it, but I mean, it would just. It kind of be. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it'd just be a little bit silly.
You feel like it'd be like too much like a mascot character or like this is the good like oh god,
yeah.
Remember Bleach where they had those stupid good hollows of Nell and those other two guys?
Yeah, something like that. Where it's like you're almost expecting like I don't know. I don't know. It has to be done really well. It can't be just like super lame where it's like it's handed like to them on a silver platter, like, oh, we already have preparations to make sure all your plans go through okay, and we know everything about the enemy, and we're double crossing no good demons, according to the other demons, and we're on your side 100% of the way. Thumbs up, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I can sort of see that. Although I'm really interested to learn about the demon society in terms of like, in the very first chapter they say, don't eat those goods; those are for the rich. So like, how does their society work? How does their little social hierarchy work? That's sort of like a thing that's vaguely implied that like maybe they're competitive farms. And this farm is like the best one. And this is our goods. We're not letting our whole food produce get out because we produce the top of the line. We produce super geniuses. While the other farms give the slop. They're the McDonald's of human breeding.
Exactly. So there's probably like class structure in the demon alien world.
And that's another thing we need to learn. Are they aliens? Are they supernatural demons? How do they get in the world? Are they always there? Do they, like, invade? Oh, so many good questions that I'm, like, dying for answers for.
It's a good question. I don't know either.
I feel like we got a good clue, though, for the primeval forest. I feel like that's kind of important for reasons which we don't quite understand yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that there'll be like a really great payoff, for the forest. But it's an exciting arc. I get in the sense that like this is most beginning chapter arcs aren't super exciting. But this had like enough elements, as always, to like keep me compelled and where's the next chapter?
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to the next chapter. Hopefully the forest didn't eat all the children, somehow overgrow and eat all the children. Like that was my first thought, but then when you started to talk about maybe William Minerva and like freedom fighters possibly getting to the kids first somehow, maybe that's more likely, I think.
So Greg, what do you think? I think one of the fun things about this is that like because the series like hasn't really given us any hugely definitive answers, it can be anything. It can be Ewoks. It could be another set of aliens, good aliens that found.
They're actually on a set for a movie.
Oh god, that would be so fucked up. Oh my god. They're actually on a set for a movie, and this was all just like in the future. People, it's not enough to actually have actors. They have to like grow children to like make their movies and put them in situations because that's the only way they can achieve true drama. Can you imagine that they're in like some dystopian Hunger Games thing? It's like people have been watching all your lives, Emma and Ray. They love your drama. This is one of our best productions ever. Oh my god, that would be
exactly
like, such a terrible mind fuck, and like kind of like a fuck you to everything that the series is built towards. But like I do like audacious like creative choices. Like nothing wins me over when someone swings for the fences, and like if it's bold enough, that'll win my undying loyalty. Like, a lot of people, like the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood better than this first FMA.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the reasons why I kind of like this first FMA better, even though it's like filled with lots of dumb filler and dumb moments and anime extended, is the like I love that like big idea they introduced at the end that like the alchemy world is connected to our world in World War II, and we have like advanced technology while they have the alchemy powers, and like all the fucking souls of the dead are like fueling the alchemy power.
Yeah.
And like he gets his body back, but he's to stay in our world during World War II, during the rise of Nazism. That was like such a fucking bold way to end it, and such like a bold reveal. I fucking love that, and that like put past many of the like kind of dumber stuff that happened towards the end.
Was that in Brotherhood, or was that in just the original one?
That was the original one.
Yeah, the original one. I really like the original Full Metal Alchemist.
Because like that's what I kind of liked about the original one, is that like it kept the like bittersweet tone. I didn't like the sort of like more traditional shonen-y version of like, oh yeah, all of our friends are here and they're gonna fight father bad guy with superpowers until we eventually beat him.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the fact that like he achieved his quest, but he lost something in the process, and he's like stuck between worlds. It was like a bittersweet ending. It was like the perfect way to end it. So I went on that digression. So that's an example of like something that swung for the fences. So if something like hey kids, you're actually in a TV show. We've been watching you this whole time. The demons are all active. Well, maybe I wouldn't like that. That would be like, God, can you imagine if it was like
the Truman Show?
The Truman Show meets The Village.
Oh, yeah.
Remember The Village, where it turns out all the monsters were just like guys in suits, or the people in the suits who like made up the myth of the monsters to like keep people in the village from like wandering out and finding out that they actually live in the modern world.
Right. I remember that. Yes. Stupid. It's very stupid.
That would be like really so fucking disappointing if it like we learned that like the demons are actually humans in disguise, and it was all just like a plot to make entertainment.
Yeah, maybe.
And the little girl from the beginning she's still alive. She's fine. They just had a body double to make her think that she was dead. God, that would be so fucking terrible.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, perhaps with that, I don't know. What should we talk about with this?
I think we covered all of our bases, unless you have any more wild, crazy predictions to throw about what happened to the kids.
I mean, when Ray talked about like how the trees were very unusual compared to the books that they were reading about trees, and that the fact that Ray thought he saw something move made me think like the trees were some kind of alive entity or something like that.
How about this? Maybe, oh my god, this would be a really fucked up reveal. Let's say that they're not on Earth, that they're actually like humans that are taken by the demons and transported to their homeworld.
I don't know.
They're actually on like this alien planet.
I don't know if I'd like that as much, but maybe it could be.
It's not the greatest review. I don't know. For some reason, I just thought it would be like. You ever see the movie Predators?
I don't think so.
It wasn't great. It was a movie I really wanted to love. It was a brilliant idea. Basically, the idea is that like the Predators have like a game reserve planet where they would like take aliens and humans that they wanted to hunt the people they thought was the most dangerous game, and they would just let them on like it was an open preserve. So basically, they get like this yakuza guy, this mercenary guy, this whatchamacallit, cartel hitmen, and all these people who are like the most dangerous killers on Earth, and they throw them on an alien planet where the predators, can hunt them down.
Okay.
It's kind of an okay B movie, but
it's involved like the Alien vs Predator kind of universe.
No, it's just like solely predators, only predators.
Just predators. Okay. Yeah, I never saw it.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing, but it was a great premise and like the perfect continuation of Predator.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens.
So, Greg, what would you score this chapter?
It's a good, solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know, maybe I'd go 7 because, there's a part of me that's like, eager for answers, but it was still like, the high quality we've come to expect, from the series. And, this is like the most dangerous part. This is what's going to determine right now. For all you people who are like all with us and who are watching this video, who are all the cool kids, who are all going to be like, I knew about Promised Neverland first before anyone else, before all you, schlubby posers were all dressing up as Emma and calling her a feminist icon for shonen manga. I was here first.
I was here second or third.
Yeah, exactly. But I was there during the critical moments of like the most incredible arc that has ever been told that made this series like a worldwide global phenomenon.
Yeah, same here.
This is it. This is it. We are on the precipice of history. We are on the precipice of manga history. We are going to see this like become, either a huge mega global success or just sort of maybe like a middle of the road series. This is the do or die time. Everything, the iconography that like is established in this arc will live on and go and show how this like permeates, nerd society and whether or not it spreads.
Yes.
It's all here. This is like the most crucial, important moment is right now in this series.
That sounds like, some reason your speech sounds like something Dr. Stone would say. In what's his name? Suzu. Yeah, I have to look up his name again. I know Taiju is the main character, but whatever.
We're gonna mess up those names so badly.
Yeah, I'll look him up again.
Yeah, we're gonna mess up those names when we do that review. But yeah, it was a good chapter. All of you start reading it. We'll see you next week to talk more about Promised Neverland. Really excited as we are in the most pinnacle point of this series, and maybe we're going to get answers, maybe we're going to get new elements, maybe we're going to see the new thing, like, basically this is the part where we're going to like get the Akatsuki cloak of this series.
I hope so. Maybe they'll do a reveal of like the Resistance next chapter, maybe.
Maybe they'll be like, we'll see John Connor. Or John Connor. William Minerva's John Connor. He's hiding in the bushes. He wants to save all the kids, but he's not quite sure how. But he needs Ray and Emma's help because they're in the plantations.
Yes.
Oh God. Well, here's another interesting thing. Like, will we see wild humans who don't have like barcode tattoos on them? Like, or will the human resistance just be people who have the barcode tattoos and were inseminated and grown in the demon place?
I feel like it's going to be super rare for people with barcodes to have escaped, so I imagine it's going to be non-barcode people. True,
but then again, we don't know how many of these plants there are. For all we know, maybe like the shittier ones are like leaking children left and right. That don't run as well as this one.
Yeah, I can't say it. I really can't say it. I don't know what the case is going to be, but I imagine once an escape would happen, though, is like, they'll take better precautions on, like, maybe they'll make they won't make the trees, they'll trim the trees or something so kids can't throw rope to the other side of the cliff or whatever.
Yeah. They'll have the giraffe demons patrol it all the time.
Exactly.
All that good stuff. All right, this was a fun video, a fun chapter. Go read Promised Neverland. We'll be back next week with the next chapter for our speculation and our overall review impression. Very happy with the series. All of you go prepare your Emma and Ray cosplays. We hope to see you at a con so you can be the cool person.
And a rest in peace Norman cosplay.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. The Norman, Norman with his baller hat going in to accept his. Yeah, exactly. Bring that spoiler. Spoil it for everyone. We need to turn this into a thing. We need to spread this culture around, and because like not many people will know it, but you'll get a few, and they will love you to death because you have validated it. And that's what this all is about, is validating each other's little niche sub things that you think are awesome that nobody else knows is awesome. And then you can feel self-satisfied as you see it become awesome.
Yes, this is definitely awesome and should be known as awesome. So, yes, I agree with that. Anyway, I think we gotta move on to the next thing.
Yep. All right, so it was fun. Remember, like, subscribe, comment on the channel. We, get so few comments that we'll probably respond to it. We like talking to people.
Absolutely, for sure.
And, have a good one.
All right, see ya.